Okay, I need your attention. The tech regulations are changing. There's a risk some of our hard work will be undone, so we need to mitigate it. As soon as you can, I want you to look at the developments we have and tell us what areas you want to invest in protecting.
Hola a todos y bienvenidos de volta for another F1 My Team episode. Yes, we're going to run with the foreign intros, at least for now, within the realm of possibilities in terms of the languages that I kind of might be able to speak. But anyway, you've just seen confirmation of the regulation change for Season 2. It was announced quite late, so we're going to start saving up those R&D points ASAP, and it's a big moment in the series. Now, in the background, you can see we have the two departments that are going to be affected by it, and that's going to be the aerodynamics and the powertrain. So, overall, 16 parts, 11 on the aero, 5 on the engine, and we've got 6 weeks to try and get this all turned around. I think we should be possible to get this done. We've done it, in past games. I don't think it's going to be too impossible. We just need to really focus all of our points towards this. I think there's a massive opportunity here. If we can try and protect all of the upgrades, and not just that, also manage to actually do some additional upgrades outside of these, it would be great for us, especially on the chassis. So yeah, there's a big opportunity. I want to take full advantage of it, as it might help us take a big step forward into next season. Now, in the background, you're seeing the upgrades that are being affected by this. So you can see pretty much every single thing that we've bought is going to be at, some kind of a consequence from that. I will mention we do have one aerodynamic upgrade on the way. When that arrives, we'll have to protect that as well. So yeah, right now, in terms of this weekend at Brazil, the R&D chart looks like this. So right now, we are back ahead of AlphaTauri and just behind Alfa Romeo, but still, it's not really the important thing anymore. We need to really try and cut the gap to, in terms of performance to the top teams over the off-season. And you can see confirmation of the two upgrades we have on the way. The durability one is a big one for the control electronics. Big fan of that. Can't wait for that to arrive. I think it's going to really help us out next season. And also, in the off-season, I actually went ahead and purchased a level 1 upgrade on the resource point generation on the aero and chassis. So those will help us out, especially heading into next season. Now, this weekend, we are very worn on the control electronics and also the ICE. So we're going to have to go ahead and take a final engine penalty this weekend for those parts. And, we may as well just take a full engine, because it's not like we're qualifying first and taking 5 places. We're qualifying 15th or 16th and taking 5 places, which puts us towards the back anyway. So we'll take a grid penalty, so fresh engine in the car this weekend. And we know the plan now in terms of the upgrades and the regulation change and what's going to happen. So we're all locked in. I went ahead and took part in practice. We scored a maximum 600 points and had a flawless session. So good start to the weekend already. And things are looking pretty decent. But with that said, I want to quickly plug the previous episode, guys, before we jump into the race. If you haven't seen it, I don't think the race will be topped in a long time. The last race was absolutely incredible, so go watch it. But this weekend, we have potential for a better one, because there's rain on the race towards the second half of the Grand Prix. So that's the weather forecast. It could be quite spicy. So let's jump into it. Starting from last place, let's see what we can do at Interlagos.
Welcome along then to the place where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner. And it's the place, a year later, that Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's Interlagos, and it's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7 mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Now, I want to talk to you about Valtteri Bottas. They need to win in order to stay in contention for the title. Anything outside of that, and their fate is no longer in their hands.
The key now will be to keep in the right mindset. We've seen time and again that things go wrong if you just try and do the minimum. Not necessarily because of the pressure, but because it's different to your usual approach. They'll need to avoid that and stay focused today.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Perez, Max Verstappen and Stroll. Sainz, they've taken a grid penalty. Giovinazzi, Lundgaard and Lando Norris. Russell, Vettel, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Esteban Ocon and Latifi. Raikkonen, they've taken a grid penalty. Fernando Alonso, Pierre Gasly and Mick Schumacher. Tsunoda, Mazepin, Martinez and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Now this season we've been here before. As you guys know, our back is against the wall. We've got nothing else realistically behind us, and the only way we can go this race is forward. So there's reasons to feel optimistic about this race. P21 for us, and I believe we've got Charles Leclerc behind us on a bigger grid penalty, but still it's going to be decent. I think we're going to have a good race and I'm looking forward to it. Brazil I absolutely love. It's a great track, and also based off practice I think we've got a pretty fast car, so I am feeling optimistic about our chances. Now strategy wise, the one stop is the way to go. Medium to soft is going to be the strategy, but the interesting play here, rain is on the way. So when will it arrive? Will it arrive as scheduled on screen, or will it arrive before like it has kind of been the trend this season long? We'll see how it goes. We're going to start mediums though to play it safe and go straight onto the inters if necessary. Fuel wise I'm going to go a little bit under. Normally I'd go 36 on the nose, but because of the rain arriving and I tend to save fuel whilst driving in the rain, we're going to go with negative 0.5. So let's see how that works out for us, and let's jump into the race here at Brazil. Okay, here we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're underway. Oh yes. Good reaction time there to the 5 lights. We're going to try and box Leclerc in behind Mazepin. To the outside we go. At turn 1 we're going to see if we can pick off Mazepin. Inside through 2. We've got Alonso ahead of us. He's on the hard tyre, which is very interesting. So he'll be off the pace. So potentially an opportunity for us to get past him. I am running a similar setup. Oh my god, there's been a huge crash. And Tsunoda's out. Damage for other cars.
Virtual safety car has just been deployed due to a build-up of stopped cars on the track. Watch your pace.
So Tsunoda out, virtual safety car deployed. Doesn't really change much for us, but there are going to be some cars with damage who will have to box at the end of this lap. So we'll gain a couple more places, but what a crazy start again. I love it though, the AI man this year, they're so much more unpredictable, random, and just generally are a bit more fun to race against this year. It's really, really awesome. Well, let's see how we time this VSC restart. I'm going to try and get some tyre temp, because tyre temps tend to fade in these conditions. I'm going to try and get those tyres warmed up a little bit. I think we can probably get a double overtake here if we time this right. Let's see, when is this VSC going to go? If not, we're going to see cars pull into the pits anyways. Or maybe not, I might be wrong. No one peels into the pits, so no one got damage from that. Fair enough. Very surprising. Usually in those types of collisions it's a bit of a domino effect where multiple cars were involved, but in this case seemingly only Tsunoda got the short straw. Waiting for this VSC man, come on, I want to go racing again. I want to try and get past Alonso ASAP. Come on, any minute now. Tsunoda's not even on the track anymore, so there's no reason why the VSC should still be out. Wow, this is a long VSC.
Ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Right, let's make sure to not speed. And there we go.
Green flag.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oof, mamma mia. That was scary. Maybe I was a bit too, a bit too desperate to get back on the way, but car feels all over the place. What's going on right now? Tyre temps look fine. Not sure why there's no grip, but we're back on the way back to last place. So we've got to try and do it all over again. Leclerc going for the move on Mazepin. A few more overtakes up ahead as well. Let's see if we can try and fight back through. I'm very, very slow on the straight. I'm running a similar setup to Mexico, so I'm actually quite a way down on the straight lines. I wonder if we can have a little look around the outside of Mazepin here. Make it on the inside. Oh yes, what a move. That was a peach. Love that. Using the grip to our advantage. Okay, let's see if Leclerc goes for the move on Fernando Alonso here. We know the Ferrari isn't the best on the straight, so he may struggle. I am considering repassing Charles here. Let's see what kind of line everyone gets through turn 2 and turn 3. Back end is definitely a bit loose, and Gasly is actually dropping backwards here. I think Gasly may have wing damage. He just chose to not pit because the fact that Schumacher is overtaking Gasly is a bit sus. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Alonso, oh my god, Alonso, oh my goodness me. Wow, Fernando mate, what are you doing? That was a squeeze. That was a massive squeeze. The straight line speed just ain't there, man. Not really making much of a difference on the straight. Leclerc's now past Schumacher, so we're going to see if we can try and dispatch Alonso and Schumacher relatively quickly and then try and stick with Leclerc as best as I can. Gasly has now taken off, so there must have just been a bit of a blip or something. Seems like Gasly has no damage at all, so let's see if we can pass Alonso. I'm trying to find a way through. I don't really know of a spot where I'm a lot stronger, but we're going to try it here, forcing Alonso to go defensive. We're going to pinch him a little bit to the inside, use the grip that we have on this tyre. Around the outside we go. Is that going to be an illegal? I was off the track, but it looks like the game isn't going to punish me for it, so we're going to take it. Nice move. Let's get Schumacher next. See if we can pick off the German and then try and stick with Leclerc. He's going to be our reference this race.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
There we go. So there's the first word on the rain. Let's dispatch Schumacher here. We've got full charge of ERS to get the job done. Don't want to use all of my battery. We'll just use the DRS to get the job done. Schumacher, which, you know, he doesn't have it right now, so he's quite defenseless. And here we go. Schumacher's going to try and fire back on the inside, but we've got the better line and the momentum. And there we go, we're through. Let's just use a bit of ERS here to stay ahead. And now let's push on after Leclerc and Gasly up ahead. Already, this is one of those tracks I can really feel it. If you're in clean air, you're so much faster in the middle sector. I'm 3/10 up on this lap right now. I'm losing a bit of time in sector 3 because I don't have DRS, but still, the pace is so much better in sector 2 alone. Another personal best. I'm just struggling to get within a second of Leclerc right now. There's a bit of a DRS train up ahead, but still 108.3. Another 3/10 faster. Just finding pace everywhere at the moment. Car feels great on these tyres, really, really good. I need to start planning some moves. We've got Ocon on the hards as well in the other Alpine. So ideally I'd like to get past him if possible. We're back in that dirty air now, which is not very fun to be in, I'm not going to lie. There's a big gap to the top 9 or top 8 cars. I can't quite tell, I think it's top 9. There's an Alpha just kind of breaking away solo in the mid-pack looking at the minimap, but there's definitely a big gap now between the front of this train and the back at the front of the lead group, so we need to make sure that gap doesn't get a lot bigger, so we need to try and cut through this traffic. Cars and softs are going to start struggling soon, so I want to try and get past them if possible. Let's see if we can get Leclerc here. I want to try and put him under some pressure and see if we can make him make a slight error or something. Could be a similar move to the Alonso one. Here we go, using the ERS, trying to force Leclerc into a bit of a defensive maneuver maybe, that might help us. Can we try this move again? No, not quite. I had a little look around the outside there, trying to go for the Mazepin move, but didn't work. Okay, we're pretty close this time. Good exit. I don't really want to drain my entire battery, but I may have to do that to get these moves done, as it starts to get a bit overcast here. Oh, yes. Yes. Lovely move. Come on. Take that. Lovely. Around the outside. Have that. What a move. Let's keep going. Rain could be here soon.
We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
Okay, well, that rain is not far away at all then. So those on softs are kind of just hanging it out, but some of them may pit this lap. I think I can see a Mercedes in the pit lane already, so some of them can't make their soft tyres last, which is interesting. Not many, most of them still staying out, but some of them are struggling. We've got Mercedes and an Aston Martin in the pits. Here we go then, we've got the engine turned up to 11. We're coming through. We're going to force Gasly to go defensive as we now try and look to make the move on him into turn 1. Around the outside, he has a bit of a jink to the right there. He runs a bit wide. I'm going to react and just clear him nicely there, but we're now up to P15. The Aston Martin's behind us, but the Mercedes is ahead of us, so we've gained another place, P15 now. Oh, the dirt here is so poor, man. It's literally so hard. You've got to lift off quite a lot down that downhill left-hander. Let's try and get Ocon. Now we've got a nice bit of charge again. Let's try and make it count.
We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Raikkonen pits, which means Ocon doesn't have a toe. He's going to leave the inside open, so we're going to take it. And there we go, another one gained up to P12 now. A few more cars in the pits. Latifi and Russell are next. Latifi literally has no grip. He's so slow. The question is, though, is it going to be him or George that pits first? Because both Williams are still out there on their soft tyres. Let's see, we've got more cars in the pits. Here we go. Looks like both Williams are staying out. They're going to try and firm it on their tyres. Latifi running some pretty decent straight line speed. We're going to go the long way around though. Out turn 1 and get this one done again. Seems to be the move of the day. Up to 8th place. Lundgaard P6 right now. He's on softs. If Lundgaard can hold out until the rain, it could be big for us today. Yeah, first warning for track limits there. Just had no front end grip, realistically. Let's see, will Russell or Lundgaard or anybody else pit? Yes, they all are. I think this is it. Everyone on softs now can't go any longer. They've all got a pit.
Christian is in the pits. Christian in the pits.
So we're going to move up to P3 by the looks of it. Perez leaving the pit exit right now. And look at that, I can just see a couple raindrops. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, definitely a couple raindrops. Look at that timing, man. But obviously if they couldn't go any longer, they couldn't go any longer. This is why the medium was the better tyre to go for. So we're P3 right now. Perez behind us on the hard tyre. I should be able to keep him behind, I think. I've got enough pace on these. But the rain is starting to fall now. How long will it take to go to the Inter? We'll find out shortly. I think Aston Martin have made a great decision here with Sebastian Vettel.
I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being.
Yeah, we're still on the right tyres for now, but Seb on the soft tyre, he's going to be so fast. I'm unfortunately not that quick. I thought I was actually okay, and I feel great, but the AI just has so much more pace. At least the top cars do anyway. I mean, even Perez on the hard tyre, he's a lot faster than me. But we're hanging in there, but I don't think it's going to last more than this lap, unfortunately. Just starting to struggle a little bit now on our tyres. I'm going to have to just allow cars to go by here. It's a pointless exercise. We've got Ocon behind Sebastian Vettel, so he's kind of like a rear gunner. I'm going to see if I can stick with Perez and Seb here. Let them both crack on with it. They'll both lose time battling as Seb goes through the middle, making it 3 wide briefly there. Let's see how this one shakes out. These two are going to keep going though, through turn 2 and turn 3, as the spray starts to kick up. Now we'll get DRS. Right, let's try and see if we can hang on to Perez's DRS here. I don't think it'll be wets, Jeff, I'll be honest with you. We're doing a good job right now. I've still got plenty of DRS that I can use to work with. I'm just trying to stay with Perez and stay within DRS range. Perez just dropped me there. Here comes Ricciardo. I'm not going to defend this one. I'm going to let him go. Again, we'll kind of keep the same strat going. I'll try and stick with Ricciardo. We're pulling away from Ocon. That's all that matters right now. So we're creating a bit of a gap.
Okay, you're within 1 second of the car ahead. Get ready to use DRS to overtake.
Also, this way, Ricciardo gets the slingshot, and we'll get the overspeed onto Perez. So hopefully, we'll kind of run together, the 3 of us. There we go. Ricciardo's got DRS on Perez. That's perfect. Oh my god, that was a big snap there. I've just dropped out of the 1 second window. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep this up. We're snapping the Stroll now. The next car's behind me on fresh tyres. Ocon's dropping back as well. The more this goes on, the more I'm starting to wonder if we'll actually switch to Inters or whether we'll just kind of drive through this phase. Because the weather forecast, if you go back and watch it, it did have an icon at the end where it started to drive back up again. And I did just get on the radio saying, Jeff said 10 more minutes of this rain before it starts to dry up again. So I wonder if we'll drive through this on dryers. If we do, them soft tyres we've got lined up are going to be very spicy. Oh, I'm really starting to struggle now. I need some clarity on the tyre front. If not, I might just gamble and pit for dryers, go for the softs, and hope to drive through this. Verstappen's going to get me here. Don't really have any choice in fighting this. I know I could drain my battery, but there's no point. 60%, 66% right front. We've got 2 more laps here. This lap and 1 more on these tyres before we have to make a decision. Stroll coming through as well. We'll let him go. Starting to struggle now for grip big time. Oh my god. Okay, this lap just feels like the track's gone towards Inters a little bit. This lap I could really feel it. Do I roll the dice? Do I gamble?
Watch the conditions. We think there's rain coming pretty soon. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
I'm going with my gut feeling here. I'm going to go for the softs. I'm going to go for the soft tyre. This is purely a gut instinct. I think the weather's going to improve. I don't think it's going to get any worse than this. I'm going to take a chance on the soft tyre. Here we go.
Go, go, go.
It was a very late call, but let's hope this pays out.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Good news about driving through these conditions a little bit on the medium means we just don't get to wear these tyres out completely. We're going to rejoin P12 behind Leclerc. Let's see if this gamble pays off or not. It's going to be very interesting to see. At the minute, grip feels good. I think this was the right call.
The tyre situation is pretty touch and go right now. We think the slicks may still be quicker, but it's very close, and you're going to struggle to keep them in the temperature window. The inters are ready when you need them.
Yeah, it's very close. Let's get Leclerc here. Try and get past him ASAP. Use the grip of the new tyres. I'm not going to drain my battery just yet. We'll wait until things straighten up a little bit. Here we go. Leclerc pits. Is that going to be for inters? Oh, okay, the AI actually going for the inters. Here we go then. It's gamble time. Who has made the right call? This is so delicate, man. Track still feels good though. I've got no issues.
Christian is coming in for his stop.
Obviously, it's a bit of slipping going on, but DRS is still enabled, so we're going to firm it and see what happens.
The rain's getting worse. Be very careful.
DRS disabled. It's slowly getting worse. I'm going to try and commit to this. I'm not going to pit. I'm going to stay out. Even though DRS is disabled and the inters are faster now, I'm going to commit to this. Another gamble. Here we go.
These conditions are only getting worse. Watch out for standing water. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now. Dries or inters.
This could be a terrible call, but if I can drive through this, we're going to be pretty decent. P7 right now. Okay, it's definitely inters now. Stroll is all over the back of me. I'm losing seconds per corner to Ricciardo. The track all of a sudden has just turned. Stroll to the outside. I can't really keep him behind here, but we'll try and do our best. But realistically, don't have the grip. Do I pit? Do I go for this and admit defeat? I think I have to. I think I have to, surely. Yeah. Oh, that's such a shame, man.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Such a shame. It's so tough, man, to predict. You really just don't know what way it's going to go. I took a risk, took a gamble, didn't pay off. You live and learn. We're going to be around P12, I think, once it's all said and done.
Complete, go now.
2 second stop, P13 right now. So there we go. The gamble didn't pay off. That's a shame. Let's see if the weather changes again in the last 10 laps. I've got to say, we're absolutely flying here. I'm a second a lap faster than Leclerc and Alonso, and 2 seconds a lap faster than the cars behind. I could be the fastest car on track right now, or one of the fastest. This pace is awesome right now. I think in this particular race, the weather forecast was actually fully accurate, because the rain now is heavy rain, and dare I say, full wets are not too far away. So, yeah, definitely was never going to make it on dries, unfortunately. So, bit of a shame. We've had some good gambles this year, but this one definitely backfired. But having said that, we've still got a chance of points. If you look at the minimap, Leclerc and Alonso, and then we've got an Alpha just up ahead. We're faster than all three of these cars right now. We are closing in, so still 5 laps to go. It's really coming down now. Full on heavy rain. Who's going to bite the bullet for the full wets?
We've seen a couple of moments from other cars in the last lap or so. The intermediates are definitely starting to struggle. Might be time to move on to the full wets.
We'll see what happens. There's not many laps left, so I'll make a decision. For now though, we're faster than these cars ahead and I want to get them on track, so let's go. Oh, a little bit crossed up there, a little bit loose and slidey through the final corner.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Not ideal, didn't really get the best exit there to try and line up Leclerc. I'm going to tweak the brake bias and move it forward a little bit. I'm just not feeling confident anymore with the 55. The back end's getting away from me. Oh, that's a bit too hot. Come on, all 3 cars are there. The points are right there. We can still get a point out of this. Can't see a damn thing, man, with these raindrops and spray at times. Visibility is so poor. Bit of a better one this time though. We're a bit closer. The exit was a lot cleaner. But you can tell the AI are really draining their battery as well. We're quite far back from Leclerc here. No DRS, of course. Up the inside we go. Coming through, Charles. Contact. Possible wing damage for Leclerc. Who cares? Nothing's going to stop me. 2 laps to go. We can do this. But it has to be perfect. I need to get Alonso here.
Some information on Russell. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
That's irrelevant to me, Jeff, to be honest. Try and get the traction down here to match the AI. We're closer to Alonso than we were to Leclerc. This could be it. Alonso looks very fast on the straight though. Look at the speed of the Alpine. I'm not making a scratch on the straight. Bottas wins it. I'm going to try my luck here in this middle sector. Coming through. Oh, that was a massive dive. Warning for a collision. Don't know if I gave Alonso wing damage there. The tap actually felt very light. I think Alonso may have turned out of it. But can we get Raikkonen here? Come on. Only thing is, we know what's coming up, and I'm no good at traction. This has to be perfect. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, but look at Raikkonen pull away. I don't think we're going to get points. We're going to run out of time and straight. No, it's going to be P11. Oh.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
There we go then, job done. What a race. I mean, it was chaos all the way through. And a bit of a shame. I think pace-wise, this was our strongest race of the entire season. The car was absolutely incredible, and I felt super fast. I really believe I took an engine penalty at the wrong race, and I regret that quite badly, but I didn't really have much of a choice. I wouldn't have made it with my old components. I should have just taken one in the last race, but again, the last race was a pretty good result as well. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles, but I'll bear this in mind for next year. This is a very, very strong race for us. But next up, we move to Australia, which is very interesting. So Australia, the penultimate race of the season. Very excited about that. But Bottas picked up the win today. Hamilton P2 with the fastest lap. Sebastian Vettel back on the podium. P3 for Aston Martin. Perez P4 ahead of Ricciardo, Stroll, Sainz, Norris, Verstappen and Raikkonen. We finish in P11 ahead of Alonso and Leclerc, Giovinazzi, Ocon, Lundgaard, Gasly, Russell, Latifi, Mazepin, Schumacher, and then Tsunoda out of the race, of course, on that lap after that lap 1 crash. Now, we're going to look at the standings because we've got a few things to look at. So, we dropped to 11th place. Lance Stroll overtakes us by 2 points. With 2 races to go, we'll try and fight to the bitter end to try and get that top 10 back before the final race. Vettel overtakes Ricciardo for P6, and Hamilton 20 points over Bottas with 2 races to go. In the Constructors, Mercedes, of course, they wrapped up the Constructors 2 races ago. We are still 8th, but only 2 points behind AlphaTauri still. We could still try and turn that around. I thought today might have been that day to get some points, but it wasn't to be. We'll try again in the next one in Australia, guys, but that's going to be it from me here today. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then leave a like, subscribe for more. I do daily F1 content on my channel, sometimes even 2 videos on certain days, but we're going to address the admin at the start of the next episode, and from now on for the final couple of races we'll do it at the start of the video because it's not the same. We're not actually doing actual performance upgrades, we're just doing upgrade protecting, which is different. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. Give them a chance, give them a watch, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, and let's goodbye from me.